Back in the past, I considered myself a silo worker. And when I was given the opportunity to work on a project with a group of people, I held on to the tasks without passing it over to my group mates. And as a result, the project flopped. Have you ever experienced this before? You see, as leaders, we need to be open to delegate our tasks, but we also need to know how to delegate our tasks clearly and effectively. If not, we as leaders are doomed. Why? Because we will be filled with mountains of tasks that we can never get done. And that's why leaders must know how to delegate. Hi everyone, my name is Mas Mahathir. I'm a presentation skills and a leadership coach for more than 10 years. And today, you will walk away with the secret formula to know how to delegate your tasks to your team members effectively. And if you're new to this channel, why not drop a like, share, and subscribe so more people and more leaders will know how to delegate. The first thing that we need to know is what are tasks that can be delegated. So to make it easy to remember, I make it into an acronym. And the acronym is TEAM. Remember your team when you want to delegate certain tasks. So T stands for time-consuming tasks. Tasks that you don't need to do it, but other people could do it. So it frees up your time to do something more impactful, more strategic as a leader. Let's say, for example, simple data entry or checking certain files and documents, things like that takes up your time, but other people could do it. Why not delegate it to that person? E stands for easy to train. Now, you don't want to give tasks to your team members, but you have to train them a lot. You have to get them to know how to do things from A to Z in exact detail or requires your level of strategic thinking as a leader. That's too difficult. Give them tasks that are easy to train, where you don't have to spend so much time, but they know how to get it done. A stands for aligned with everyone's goals. Now, align with everyone's goals is very simple. Sometimes leaders tend to delegate tasks that doesn't align with the team members' goals. For example, get me my dry cleaners, pick up my child from this daycare, drive my wife to her favorite shopping mall. So they might be questioning, why are you passing this task to me? So it has to align with their goals as well. M stands for mistake tolerable. Of course, as leaders, you want to make sure that there's no mistakes, zero mistakes when you pass a task over, right? But here's the thing, humans will make human errors. It's a common thing, it will happen, so lower your expectations. So you want to make sure that the tasks that you pass over, you are okay if there are some mistakes here and there. Now that you know the TEAM, tasks that you can delegate to your team members, the question now is, how do you delegate? Now, most of the time when people delegate their task, they would just pass the task over and hope and pray that the team member will be able to understand it and perform well at it. But that's not true. In order for us to know how to delegate it well, here's what you need to follow. And here is another acronym for you to remember. CLEAR, clear, because you want to delegate your tasks clearly. So C stands for context. Now, the context here simply means what is a task that you're passing over to the person. The clearer the context of the task, the better. So be very specific. For example, if you're passing a social media management task to a team member, you probably want to sound something like this. Hey Jack, I want to delegate this task to you, and it's all about managing our social media. And in our social media, we are covering Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So your key role here is to ensure that these three mediums or platforms are well taken care of, meaning you handle the customer's requests and the customer's complaints, and also you're going to be posting content 2 to 3 times a week on each of these social media platforms. So once the context is done, we move on to L, which is the level of authority. Sometimes you can give them some form of authority to make decisions. This is good because it frees you up from them coming to you every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, every day, knocking on your door saying, hey leader, hey boss, I want to do this. Can I get your approval on this? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? It's going to take up too much time. So give them the level of authority to know what kind of decisions they can make. For example, now when it comes to posting 2 to 3 times on each of these social media platforms, I'm going to give you full authority on what you can post, as long as it follows our company branding guidelines and it follows our core values and it helps to educate the market. Then whatever you plan for doesn't require my approval. you can post it right away. E stands for expectations. Of course, you need to be clear what do you expect out of them. If not, they will not know what a good result would look like. So share your expectations clearly here. So my expectations for you is to ensure that when you post on these 3 platforms, I expect to see that number 1, it is consistent 2 to 3 times a week. Number 2, I want to see an increase in social media engagement rate. So you're going to let me know that there's an increase of at least 10% by the end of 1 month. A stands for assistance. Sometimes the role requires them to work with other people, or maybe they can get assistance from you. So you want to get clear here. So for example, you could say something like this. Now in this project, you can seek assistance from me if you need some ideas on what kind of topic you can talk about. And you can also seek out our designer from the marketing team to ensure that you get top quality designs for the post that you're going to share. So you can reach out to Bob and you can reach out to me if you require our assistance in this matter. The last one, R. R stands for review and repeat. So there's 2 R's there. Review here means when do you expect to review their progress, to review their work. So I'm going to review your work every Fridays, 3 p.m. weekly, just to see where you are at and if you require any more assistance. After that, make sure you follow up with 1 more R, which is repeat. No point when you share a task with them, you delegated the task well, you communicated it clearly, but sometimes people receive it differently, right? So to mitigate this problem, get them to repeat it back to you. So can you please tell me again, what is the context? What is the expectations? What is the outlook going to be like for this project? And you get them to share. And if they are able to get down all of those things that you've shared, perfect. So there won't be any miscommunication along the way. So there you have it. To ensure that you know how to delegate as a leader, it's so important for us to remember what are tasks that we can delegate, remember team, and how to delegate it using clear. So if you put this together, your team will be clear with the things that you're going to share with them. So if you found this beneficial, drop a like, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you're looking for more tips on business, public speaking, and more, why not click the video up here.